Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the week's headlines. Welcome, Martin.
Hi, Sashmi.
So let's start off with the Mining Charter. The Minerals Council believes that in its current form, it's not going to promote investment or growth.
The big thing is competition. You've got to be competitive. There are other mining destinations. At the moment, people are not really going for platinum. So what have we got to offer that is going to really be compelling for someone to come in and invest? Local investment is not happening. I've got a provident fund. I don't want to see my provident fund investing in mining. It's just not an attractive destination. If it is not an attractive destination, what are the consequences? It will start winding down. If it starts winding down, what is that consequence? We have less foreign exchange coming into the country. That is the big thing with mining. It's the export part of it that brings in that foreign exchange. If we've got less foreign exchange coming in, can you go and buy imported goods? No, you're going to be very careful about buying imported goods. Are you going to buy an imported car? You're going to have to be very, very careful about that. Even local cars, you're not going to do anything about. I mean, Bloomberg went into Carltonville the other day and spoke to people who were car guards and without work and wandering around the streets there. They all former gold miners. These people have been retrenched. So I think that there needs to be a consciousness that in this world today of mining, South Africa is by no means a dripping roast. But what you're doing is you're making it even more complex so that even local people are going to say to their pension funds and provident funds, hey, stay away from mining, please, because this is not going to get us anywhere. It's such a complicated, convoluted thing that you must stay away from it. And that really will damage the country severely, because even though people have been saying, diversify away from mining, we have done that to a great extent, but not to an extent where we still don't depend on that revenue, and that main revenue is the foreign exchange coming in. I think that this is a disappointing display by the Department of Mineral Resources. The new Mineral Council South Africa is correct to say that there are many things that they cannot agree with, some of them not even constitutional. There is going to be a major summit. Is this all about politics, pre-election activities? I'm just injecting myself with some patience at the moment, because, perhaps we're in the last stretch of, we've been patient for so long. Maybe we just need a little bit more patience. Maybe we're going to come out of it, but I don't see many good signs. Few good signs, but not totally. It's definitely not a dripping roast. We're still not happy about the attractiveness of this industry, and it needs to be attractive for South Africa's sake.
And moving on to illegal mining, PwC says that it costs us 7 billion rand a year.
Well, it seems to be quite good to be an illegal miner these days. You might just end up getting yourself in the pound seats. We saw that in Kimberley, where all of a sudden, those floors, those areas where they used to mine diamonds many years ago, and one tailings dump has been allocated to formerly illegal miners, now described as artisanal miners. Their life might change quite radically, because they don't have to sell those diamonds on the black market anymore. They can trade them in the open trading forums, and that is going to change their margins quite considerably. So, illegal mining, we see it actually costs 7 billion. It's a lot of money, and we know that that's not going into the fiscus. But it seems as though illegal miners are getting a nod at the moment. Unless they're in deep, dark and dangerous areas, then people are just scratching their heads. They don't know what to do with them. But if one looked at, suddenly those illegal miners getting $30 million worth of diamonds there overnight, gee, maybe that's the place people should be investing in. And are they going to pay taxes? Have they really been formalized? What sort of habits have built up? When you're in a totally free economy there, okay, you're illegal, but you're doing your own thing. Are you really going to knuckle under and pay your taxes and do what's good when you haven't been doing that ever. It's going to be very interesting to see. So all of a sudden, illegal mining gets a bit of a nod. The formal mining is so convoluted at the moment that I don't think anyone is going to be investing unless they really stay in business investment. They just have to do something. When last did we see a proper vertical shaft being sunk? I mean, you look at these decisions now, they're all decline shafts. Now, I come to work and I choose to use the stairs. My wife, Veronica, comes, she chooses to use the lifts. By the time I get up all my declines, she's already had coffee. So it shows you, the mines are going for these decline shafts, but they're going to take a lot of their time away. It's not like the efficient vertical shafts. So this efficiency mentality in mines is not even there anymore because it costs too much.
Yeah.
And innovation, you see, pleas for modernization. There is one part of this that I hope, the Mandela mining precinct, perhaps we'll do a lot of research there, but look how much research we've lost. Who's to blame for that? The government, the CSR. They lost us all that research and development. Where is that research and development? We see it all over the world. The people have scattered. They have really played their hand badly, and we still don't see any attractiveness in this industry, and it's an important industry. People acknowledge that, but when it comes to legislation, they don't actually show any signs of acknowledging that.
Yeah. Now, speaking of governments, it has created a junior miners fund, but foreign direct investment is needed.
Yes, but look at this charter, what it does with juniors. They said, oh, well, we'll discuss with the juniors on a one-on-one basis. I mean, have you ever heard anything so ridiculous? We're going back to this discretion again. Just now you'll have a whole lot of gatekeeper for the juniors. We'll go back to where we were. No, I mean, it's absolutely, on the one hand, you're creating this fund, which is not a great dripping roast, to use that word again. I mean, there's not that much money in it. And when you see the momentum that's created in junior mining in other jurisdictions like Canada and Australia, it's because of the structure, the legislative structure. They can move confidently, knowing that there are going to be risks, but there can be tax rewards. And this has been very, very helpful. Here we see this junior fund within a sort of a nebulous framework. You realize that to really get that momentum going, you should have the people that are used to investing in Canada and seeing, oh, South Africa is the same here. They've got that structure. We can go climbing in there because, there's been a lag in the actual exploration. There must be opportunities there. They are used to taking that risk, but they want to also be protected through some tax break, because otherwise you're throwing your money down the drain. There's still not proper acknowledgement. Hopefully this 12J, Section 12J of the Income Tax Act, I see a lot of flurry around that, but it's not always mining related. It's going into all other sections of the economy. Maybe there's something there. The jury's still out, but not everyone is convinced. Perhaps they can be convinced, but still, the momentum that you need to get that junior mining going, I don't think it's going to be given by this fund that they've got, with a 100 million here, and now they're saying, oh, we'll talk to you on a one-on-one basis. I mean, that just opens up a can of worms. When you think of what happens in certain other countries, and I don't want to name the South American country, but you actually don't even deal with the government. When you go for a mining right, you go through the courts. So it's like an arm's length situation. It's probably the best way you can possibly do it. We have got a backlog of mining rights here. We've got an absolute mess. We've got no one saying, mea culpa, mea culpa. You're just saying, look, there was this ugly face. We don't want to take all of the ugly face away. We want to keep some of the ugly face. It's just too confusing. They are going to have this summit on July 7 and 8. Hopefully something will come out of it, but one just sees this election still there, and one wonders whether, we're just going to have a lot of patience before this era passes.
Thanks for speaking with us, Mark.
It's a great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on South Africa's mining industry.